Hi, I'm Mishti Max, and I'm here to share my makeup look that I wore to the Mötley Crue and Alice Cooper gig. I decided to wear my standard look with the tremendously dark matte black smoky eye and added some glam to go with the glam metal with red glitter and in-your-face red glossy lips. First I went about priming my eyelids with MAC Painterly Paint Pot and the Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush, applying the creamy stuff all the way up to my brow and on my lower lash line, patting it into the skin and making sure I got the inner socket area too. Then onto the Naked 3 palette, I grabbed the eyeshadow Strange with the Sigma E70 medium angled shading brush and slathered that on my brow bone and inner corner. And back to that palette for the eyeshadow Limit with the Sedona Lace EB09 blending brush to apply it as a transition shade through my socket, then I blended the top of that out with Strange. To deepen up the crease, I went in with Nuna on the same brush but applied it lower down in my crease and created an angled shape for the framework of the eye look. And I smoothed that out with some more Limit again. I took Inglot Matte Gel Eyeliner in number 77 with the Real Techniques Base Shadow Brush. I dipped in the tip of the brush and applied a good amount of the product along the lash line. I wiped off the excess product on a towel and quickly went about buffing the base up to my crease, keeping my lid taut to help out the smoothness of the blend. You have to work fast with these kinds of products, but they set really well and more than make up for the effort in staying power. Not to mention are an awesome black as hell eyeshadow base for the deepest, darkest smoky eye ever. Then I grabbed the Real Techniques angled brush and took more of the gel to coat my tightline for that extra dark and fresh rimmed look. And to make sure there's no skin peeking through, I buffed it into my lashes. Then I coated my inner corner and created a general triangle shape, giving the tear duct a point and refining the shape with a cotton bud. I ran some more black along my lash line to make it as dark as possible at the roots, buffing that out with the base shadow brush, and to give the eye look a more angular structure, I drew out a little wing and sharpened that with a makeup wipe. I also went to town on my waterline and connected my lower lash line to that outer wing, blending the lower edge with a cotton bud so I don't add too much product, since this angled brush is a tad too big for laying down a base on the lower lid. I really should have applied the gel with one brush and blended with another, but I was too lazy to dirty another brush, and I always have to do shit the hard way apparently. I evened up both eyes and refined the shape, then blended the black base out with the eyeshadow Nuna and the EB09 blending brush from Sedona Lace. Now I chose Bulletproof from Sugar Pill and the Sigma F70 concealer brush to pack it on to just below the crease to set that base and create the darkest possible look. I kept that outer wing sharp and started the process of blending the smoked up lid with the EB09 brush. First I buffed the edge with just the plain brush, then layered Nuna all up in there and darkened the lid with more Bulletproof and the concealer brush, which works wonders for packing on maximum payoff. I took that all over the black gel area, in the inner corner, and along the lower lash line using the tip of the brush, and I used the same blending brush to smooth that out under there. I worked on the socket area a bit more to make sure you could see the black shadow when my eyes are fully open, taking Bulletproof a bit higher with the flat brush, blending as I go and even taking it on the blending brush to make sure it diffuses into a gradient as perfect as possible. You can choose to spend as much time as you want on blending out your smoky eye. The more work you put in, the better it looks, and you can get an airbrushed smooth finish. After I like the way the gradient looks, I pat on some more black eyeshadow to make sure none of the blending colors mar the totally black surface of the lid. And I also touched up the brow bone and inner socket with Strange and that medium angled shading brush. Then for a twist, I grabbed eye candy sprinkles in Candy Apple, this darkened fine red glitter, and then I smeared some Firene Pixie Epoxy onto the back of my hand, took the fixative onto my special finger, and dabbed it onto the main part of my lid where I wanted to stick the glitter. I went back to the same blending brush I'd been using and picked up some glitter with the side of it to apply a relatively light layer over the glitter glue. I also rubbed that brush across the glitter to knock off any excess sparkles, then used the flat brush to blend out the glitter, mixing it with the dark base, giving the effect that it's part of the eyeshadow and keeping the outer corner matte black. Kicking off glitter that way leaves you with some fallout, so I grabbed a makeup wipe and collected all those little red pieces. I was enjoying playing with glitter, so I grabbed a cotton bud and collected some more sticky stuff and applied it to the inner third of my lower lash line. Then I used the other side of the cotton bud to pick up some of that red glitter, laying it down under the lashes, trying to keep it confined to the black base already there. I also used the tip of the flat concealer brush to blend the glitter into the black eyeshadow and knock off any excess. I curled my lashes for a boost and applied CoverGirl Clump Crusher Mascara to darken my lashes and add contrast to the glitter on the lid sparkling through. I was thinking about outer corner false lashes, which would look great with this style of eye, but I didn't want to worry about them bugging me during the gig. And I also did my lower lashes, of course. Then I went on to my brows as usual, with Benefit Browsings in light. Nothing special, just a natural looking effect, and I set the hairs in place with Benefit Gimme Brow in light/medium, and gave them some nice hairy texture too. I hydrated my flesh with Avène Eau Thermale and took the matching skin recovery cream to moisturize all over as my skin felt a bit dry and I wanted my foundation to go on smooth. For under the eyes, I tried Clinique Even Better Eyes, which is supposed to be good under concealer and reduce creasing since it has silicone in it, and I patted that in with my ring fingers. And I did my usual face routine with Benefit Porefessional to prime the central pore-heavy areas of my face, then used Bourjois Healthy Mix in number 51 Light Vanilla for foundation, but tried a different method where I spritzed the Sedona Lace 928 synthetic flat top brush with the thermal water and distributed the foundation on the flat surface of the brush against my hand before patting it on my face and used mainly downward strokes. Then I used MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in NC15 and the Sedona Lace synthetic small tapered 224 brush to cover my dark circles, and I smoothed that out with my foundation brush. I added the excess around my nose and mouth too. And I used the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in Ethereal Light with the Real Technique setting brush to set under my eyes and the center of my face, and I blended the excess over my face with the Sigma F40 large angled brush. Then I hit up the tops of my cheeks with my new Mary Luminizer highlighter and used my Hakuhodo S113 highlight brush, really enjoying the champagne shine and adding some with my finger to my cupid's bow and the tip of my nose. I'm very excited to use it in a look and I'm really digging on it, ooh yeah. For blush, I thought I'd keep it rosy with Benefit Bella Bamba, a shimmery watermelon shade, and I applied it with the soft and fluffy Real Techniques blush brush. I was running out of time, so I had to step my game up. I quickly took a bath in Urban Decay All-Nighter Makeup Setting Spray, complete with headbang, to warm up the neck for a workout at the gig. Then I removed any foundation or residual lip balm to prepare my lips. And there's nothing better to prep than the MAC's Prep and Prime Lip Base to prevent feathering. I took Makeup Forever Aqua Lip Liner in 8C to line and fill in my lips completely for a nice red base to keep my lips rocking hard all night. Once I had enough of that on, I went for YSL Rouge Pour Couture in number 1 Le Rouge, which is my favorite red lipstick of all time, so I treated myself and applied that all over my lips. It's such an awesome bright red that just smacks you in the face and doesn't let go, plus it lasts incredibly well. I was going to add some black to darken up the corners and outer perimeter of my lips because I think that would look fantastic with these eyes, but as I said I was running out of time, so I went for just a straight up red look. You can check out the lips I mean in the card up yonder. Then I used the lip pencil as a lip brush and pushed the lipstick all the way up to the edge. Then for the killing blow, I whipped out this red lip gloss from the MAC Maleficent collection called Anthurium, and I applied that over the lipstick as one would expect. I cleaned up the center of my lips with a cotton bud so the universal lipstick on the teeth faux pas wouldn't come to pass as I sung along to all my favorite songs. Then lastly, I went in with the wax side of my eyebrow kit to enhance my beauty spot, patting that in so it looks natural. And I took off my Cheesecake Dolls hair bow from Elizabeth Weeks on Etsy to foof my hair and I'm done. I really love adding a bit of pizzazz to my go-to winged smoky eye, either with a colored eyeshadow in the crease or some glitter on the lid like I did here. I liked how this one came out, but sometimes I add less glitter so it looks like the eyeshadow has particles of sparkles within it. You can find all the details for the products used in this makeup on my blog, linked in the description box with affiliate links too. I really enjoyed the gig and it was so cool to see two great bands one after the other. Alice Cooper was theatrically superb as always and his guillotine work was sharp, but I think I figured out how he does that trick. And Mötley Crüe went out with a humongous bang for their last world tour and gave us a mega awesome assault on all the senses. It was the loudest, most flammable, and the brightest lights show I've ever seen, and the seats were so good you could see the stitching in their tight leather pants. I hope you enjoyed the footage from the gig, but the sound was totally screwed up because my camera couldn't handle the humongous volume. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed this Get Ready With Me for a Gig tutorial, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos. Also check out my band and podcast on iTunes.